All right, good morning. We could have an eventful day today. We have Powell speaking 30 minutes into open. So who knows what that'll bring. Got a small little 5-minute W trying to form right now going into open. Right at this bigger level though that we've came to, so could be trying to set up a trap. The daily close yesterday, we did get buy up off of our demand line, but still closed red. So yes, some buy pressure, but is it enough? The hourly here, we have last couple hours, we have came straight back down to our accumulation area, getting close to testing the actual swing low point of it. It's this zone here from overnight. Didn't really like these higher prices and kind of came right back down. Barely checked above yesterday's high, and then yeah, rejected. So we'll see how it goes. I think this morning we're gonna have to be quite patient, be careful, just because we know that the Fed talk is or Powell speaking 30 minutes into open. So I mean, generally we see hesitation approaching something like that. So that's kind of what I'm expecting this morning, but we'll see. A little bit of chop, a little bit of like consolidation, hesitation, waiting for that 11 o'clock, you know, talk to happen. And then, I mean, maybe we get big volatility after that. I don't know. The days with the Feds speaking, it's always can be exciting, but it also can kind of eliminate the ability for me to trade. I have a little bit of like megaphone pattern going into the open potential here. Definitely not clean, which would make sense for the location if the market wants to get below that swing point. We're opening up like exactly where we closed almost. Very close. Hey, good morning, man. So megaphone pattern continuing. Let's see if it breaks through here. So it was a trap level. Mark this as yellow. Makes sense now to get us below these levels. Nice down push happening. So that put us below this bigger range here. Can remove these now. This potentially gets rotated to here. We're kind of pulling back into that larger channel that we've been in. Pretty consistent push so far. We didn't get a big spring yet from that area. I was gonna say maybe we're gonna have some I was expecting, I should say, some indecision, like waiting for 11 o'clock, but That's a pretty strong push down. We're kind of in no man's land now. We're like coming back. We're retesting these highs now, it looks like, from the move up yesterday late in the afternoon. Kind of got like that area to this area. It's like a 20-point range. Yeah, 11 o'clock is going to be time to be careful, 100%. As soon as Powell, I mean, I expected the indecision approaching the Powell speak, you know, but, and as soon as he comes into the equation, it's pretty much hands off for me usually. Did you see the headline this morning? United cuts flights as 3,000 workers call out sick from COVID. That's pretty wild. Airlines canceled thousands of flights since year-end holidays because winter storms and COVID rates among crew members. Kind of wild. Yeah, everywhere for sure. We were like, our area up until like a few months ago, we were like, our numbers were very low the whole time COVID's been going on. Even when numbers were bad in certain areas, our numbers were like relatively, like extremely low. And then the last few months now, like, just crazy high. Crazy high. Relatively, anyway. We have like a little one tick poke happening here. It's trying to think about it. Oh, there it goes. So sell pressure is still there. Yep, absolutely. Still pushing down pretty confidently. Well, no reasons to step in front of this move yet. No real interest in longing. I was kind of watching to see if we got a little mean reversion from the first check under this big range from overnight. No opportunities there. I mean, essentially now I'm kind of holding out. Like to see what happens underneath this level now. Seems like we're pushing there pretty easily so far. $150,000 contracts 15 minutes in. Nice, you got your +2 real quick. Good shit, nice job. Some inside candle action happening here. Yeah, I was gonna say it must have been real quick. It triggered and filled all within the same candle. Still some indecision here. It's kind of flagging. Might have been a two-legged pullback on a smaller time frame, but it wasn't on the 1 minute, unfortunately. But this is a nice little, like, you know, flag setup. Checked a tiny bit below and a tiny bit above this little couple candle inside action now. If it attempts up one more time without going much further at all, it'd be a nice setup, but I have a feeling it's probably just gonna go off of what it already did, if it's gonna. Kind of already tested above the accumulation. It's pushing back a little bit. Getting closer to 11 o'clock now, so never broke lower, eh? We held like 2 ticks higher. Yeah, 2 ticks higher. We may get a second entry. For a 2-leg pullback, that'd be nice. There's our 1 tick poke. Big fan. See if we get a nice signal candle off this. It's got its full minute to develop. On a couple ticks now. It's not spiking yet though. Oh, it's moving a little bit further. This is the last spot basically. Yeah. Nope, never mind. No two-leg pullback, ended up acting as a higher low instead. That's a-okay. We've got 8 minutes till Powell. The only other situation for me that probably, because it would be a quick trade, if this did continue one timing for 2 more candles, we would play the one-time entry off this reversal, but that'd be it. And then we're pretty much going to be at 11 o'clock. Bumping our heads right here. And no one-time trade either. Because we sprung up past this swing point, we're kind of hitting this ceiling. Now we have enough room below us to also, you know, kind of bounce back off here. Could ping pong a little bit. Six minutes till 11. Or volume. Lots of volume, 225. Did not respect the top. Definitely looks pretty bad. I mean, that makes me think now we're going to test below it for sure. Still hasn't broken below that middle swing point yet. There we go. Price still was rejected at what we lost up here pretty confidently too. Wasn't really expecting that. May have been a fool's errand. A fool's errand? I've definitely never heard that used in the stock market before. I've never heard that term. I've heard that term elsewhere. I know what you're saying though. It's like asking the new guy, the new mechanic in the shop to go next door and ask for, you know, headlight fluid. Car's low on headlight fluid, boys. We are getting a little bit of reaction down here. First time break of trend, push into extreme. Start of major trend reversal potential. I don't know. 1 minute now. Yep. Do we find the do we find the speech to listen to? Oh, I found it. There's 500 people waiting already. 4646 4630. Yep. See if it respects it again. We had a pretty clean downtrend, 1, 2, 3 times, broke above it, tested a new extreme. If we can break back up above 45, could be a tease of a reversal for sure. If it broke above and failed and rolled back in, then it would just respect this range and keep trading. Yeah, I don't even know like 90% of what they're saying. I'll be honest. Do you know how long it goes for? Do you know how long he's speaking? Is it like an hour? Well, I can't take a trade right now. So now seems like the perfect time to go refill my coffee. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right. So potential little W happening. Oh, excuse me. Statement and Q&A session. Right. Yep. Okay. Well, we're coming back to area that we lost from overnight. That big range, approaching the underside of it again. Decent little bottoming pattern has been put in on the 1 minute chart. If we continue to go out much further, we're not going to have failed at the retest, and we're not going to have failed at the moving average. Price may continue to the upside. We tested a pretty large portion of this range. Pop back out of it. We'll see if we can pop back into this other one. Makes sense to have found some sellers here right now. Some profit taking maybe on longs. Location makes sense. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, I want to stay in trade, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really know if like the market could react very volatile all of a sudden off of something someone said during this like talk, you know, and I don't want to get caught in that. So I think like I'll watch, and if like an absolute AAA version of something sets up, then you know, I'm gonna have to take it. But I don't really know what to expect, you know? I don't want to get caught off guard and technicals not really work for something that it would normally, you know, have good chances of working on just because something someone said. We're climbing back up here. 3 candles in a row now. Slow grind up. That 5-minute rejection candle never actually even had a tick below it tested. Came back and tested this top perfectly. It's another big rejection candle, which is interesting. We didn't even trigger the low. We held like 1 tick higher, went all the way back and retested the top of that failure candle and didn't go above it. It's impressive, really. It's interesting price action. As soon as it didn't trigger the short under that, rejection candle, we gained it all the way back to the top. I thought for sure it was going to squeeze out those early shorts. Now we're back down testing the low again, getting some buys, but strange. Didn't follow through in either direction. There we go. Did test below now, finally. Did trigger within 2 candles. More convincing push down so far. See if it continues. Okay, no continuation for a one-time trade off a reversal. Coming right back up into that range. 5-minute chart has technically reversed off of this W bottom. First pullback. Back up, testing these tops again. Yo, look at the spam in this chat right now. Oh, it's slowing down. It was just flying a second ago. So much crypto talk. Every other person is just spamming buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. We're kind of chilling here. It's almost like a little range. We checked below. We're back up in it now, hesitating again with some inside candles. 5-minute chart does kind of look like we're trying to reverse, and this is a kind of a retest. And we've held so far enough to put us back up in here. If we can extend up again, we may see a push right back up into the open range here. We had enough hesitation here that gotta be careful for maybe a failed breakout. Trying to be patient though. Unless something is like really screaming at me with AAA, behind it. I don't really want to take a position during this talk. Still trying to respect that high. We're struggling again. Longer it takes, maybe the more likely of a failed breakout will happen. Good fade opportunity. 5-minute chart, it's kind of iffy though. Not clean, that's for sure. It's a pretty cheeky long entry location. Last like 5 minutes worth of price action had like kind of a little round bottom here that just under it, there would definitely be some stop outs. Price is reacting from it so far. Couple seconds left on this candle. Looks like it's going to close pretty well off of that liquidity level. Hasn't spiked though. Hasn't got the follow through yet. Woke up this morning to the coldest day of the year here so far. I just think when I think it's going to react to the long, it sells right back down. Difficult price action through here. It's minus 27 degrees Celsius this morning. Yeah, it's pretty cold. Right back down again, eh? This is a difficult area right now, guys. Especially with this talk going on. Choppy. Be careful. Not great conditions. For me, anyway. We kind of have a bit of a range. A little bit of a higher low on this one, a little bit of a lower high on this one. We'll see if it continues and we put in another lower high. We're gonna take another swing at the top. $11.28. How did our B period volume go? A period closed pretty high, 266. Definitely drive like volume. 150 in B now. Kind of chilling in this range. Had a really nice first break of trend. New extreme reversal situation that happened. But now, since 11 o'clock hit, this is the price action I kind of expected before 11 o'clock, to be honest. More hesitation. Range still being respected for now. We trying again. Oh, we got a little bit of a breakout here. Whew, right back to the dead middle of the range. That was so fast too, eh? Like there was no way to trade that unless you were like limit order resting a fade move, expecting, you know, the range to continue, choppy conditions to continue. Nice failed breakout. Definitely a very difficult one to trade though without just resting short. Limit order. It's the exact situation we were looking for as far as like failed breakout out of this range, but definitely no setup. Now we came all the way down. You watch, this will test just, let's see if this tests just below maximum pain. Max pain to max pain. Let's hit the stop outs at the bottom of this range and then go right back to the middle again. Didn't hit the stop outs yet. 4150 would be the swing low of this move. It was very close. Max pain scenario, takeout stops, come right back in, close in the middle, 5-minute candle, closes, as a like perfect doji candle above and below that flag. That would just be like confirmation of time to just walk time to walk away. Maybe better trading conditions this afternoon after, you know, talking's done. Yeah, she was it was instant. Like, here we go, last 1 minute candle of the 5 minute candle. Let's see it. Dip below, hit the stops, come back up in. Let's see it. I'm ready. Max pain. There's the stops below now. Do we reject the low and go back into the range? Looking at the hourly chart, it looks like this inside hourly candle came back up. We tested what we lost and it is working its way back down. 5 minute candle did not close as the doji. It did close as like a failure, but let's see here. Price action could still come back up in if the market's undecided and it's just choppy. We do have a potential reversal pattern though. Context is like, I don't know, because of the news, but just don't know how much faith I have in technicals right now. Well, I have very little faith in technicals, I guess I should say. Right now. I'd like the market to prove me wrong. I'd like maybe some selling to step back in and maybe get a little bit of a move happening again, but I just feel like instead it's going to continue this nasty chop while they're talking and just cause pain. Now this reaction down, definitely we're not getting the same reaction back up in yet. That's notable, I guess. No real follow through still. It's a two-leg pullback right now to the moving average with a flag scenario. I mean, man, it couldn't look better if it closes right. Oh, it didn't fill me. I'm really I want it because of visually, but I'm so nervous because of the talking, man. A retest would have filled me. Kind of FOMO'd there. Looks great though. I felt the FOMO like so hard. It's kind of why I canceled the trade. Did work out, did give full extension now. It's all right. That was AAA two-leg pullback right there. Flag situation. Right into the moving average continuation. But I've been sitting here for like an hour saying how much I'm struggling to believe in technicals right now because of the news that's happening, and I could just feel the urge. But great trade. I'd look to take this out on the first sign of weakness. No weakness yet. No reason to exit this trade yet. Because it's not, it's the third push. I wouldn't be looking to hold it through a big pullback. I would just be waiting for the first sign of weakness, which could happen around this low, depending on how much conviction it has, but hesitating right now would be a close right now, because I wouldn't want to have any kind of bounce. Wouldn't want to be holding any kind of bounce, even though it may continue. That's all right. I'm okay with it. Yeah, it's a great trade. Yeah, it worked out literally picture perfect. It was AAA version, everything. But the context of the day, I'm just too nervous. Kind of confirmed it right there. I never have good success trading the days where they speak. And I've kind of like convinced myself to not trade right now. And then that happened, and yeah, that one worked, but I think I would have kicked myself in the butt if it wouldn't have worked and I would have taken it. I would have been like, you know, why'd you take it, bro? Spent all the last hour telling yourself to not take trades, and then but that's a good picture for the books. That's the AAA version of the 2-leg pullback for me is the second attempt, right? So like we tried to go short the first time. It doesn't have equal lows or anything. It goes back again, and then the actual test above it rejects. So it's almost like a failed breakout over that first level. And then it closed as like a little shooting star right there. It couldn't have been better. And it's a flag, right? It doesn't go far. I don't want it to go far and then set up. I want it to happen to tight like that. It's beautiful, like picture perfect right there, actually. AAA. And that right there is exactly why I didn't want to hold the trade for any kind of continuation. Came right back to the entry now. Kind of got a double bottom reversal happening right there. I assume that most people would have moved their stop to that wick right there the second that it put it in and went and tested double bottom. They wouldn't have wanted that slide to come against them. Makes perfect sense. I'll be right back, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Had to go dispose of some coffee again. Kind of flagging again. Weird spot. It's kind of failing at the underside of what we lost. We're kind of stuck in between these two valleys here. This could just be a little bit of a bounce before we ultimately do come back down and retest and probably make a new low a day. If it comes back down that low, that's what I would expect. Looking like it's trying. Well, I'm a bit confused as to what I should do right now. If I'm being completely honest, I might as well just say it. Because my decision to exit that trade and not take it, I need to now accept that I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to trade then. Because I closed it because I was, you know, deciding to not to take trades during this chatting, during the talking. So regardless of the outcome of it, I chose not to do it. So I should maintain that though, right? Even if another AAA setup happens, I technically should not do it because I've already kind of made that decision. And if I don't do that and I take the next one, then I'm not being consistent at all. Like I'm ruining already what I decided I was going to do. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, well, this one respected TA really well. Maybe I was wrong in making that decision and I should have done it. So I'm battling myself in my head right now, and it's not good. That's not a good headspace to be when I'm trying to do this, that's for sure. I had made the decision beforehand here, basically all the way through this range, that we were I was just accepting that today was probably a no trade day because of the feds. Wasn't really interested, didn't want to get caught up in what was happening. And then like a AAA scenario presented, FOMO'd into it, exited right away before I got filled because I could feel the FOMO. And I was like, everything was telling me to like not do it, even though it looked really good, because I mean, everything was telling me not to do it because I had literally spent the last hour saying, don't do it. Don't get mixed up. So I think I just need to stick to my guns and be like, okay, like that's your decision. So stick to your decision. That was your decision for the session. I don't really know if that's the right mindset or the wrong mindset. In my head, though, it makes sense to stick to my decision now and just, you know, be okay with it. We've got some coil action happening here. Right. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I just needed to have a I need to be okay with my decision and then stick to it. Like I need to, I mean, I kind of said it back here that it was like, okay, if a AAA setup presents, then we'll take it. But then as all this formed, I was like, and especially after this formed, I said, you know, let's just sit on our hands and be okay with that. And then the AAA setup happened and I didn't take it, which again, you know, I chose not to take it because of what I had decided through here. But now if another one happens, I need to stay consistent and I think still not take it. It's tough. Tough. Kind of forming a little inside reversal here. Oh, this candle's not going to close the way it looked a second ago. Nice, yep. Tested a little bit higher than our previous little swing point. That's a little bit of a better entry. We made it back up into this range again. Found how, like, did find a little bit of hesitation here, but it never, towards the end of the candle closes each time, it ended up still closing nice and bullish. They're still trying to hold it up. No real reason to short yet. We're at a really good location for liquidity above that little 1 minute pattern from here. 5 minute charts lining up, you know, we're right above the doji, which is the 1 minute pattern, and we're right at the moving average, but the approach is pretty consistent. We may come back up in a little bit further. Still another nice bullish close candle. So we broke out of this wedge. It's not there anymore. Strong move. Wow. We gonna come up and break the swing point? Looks like it. We're close. Yeah, it could be. He is known for that. The ones I've watched in the past, it's kind of like it's like a 2-hour thing, and he kind of says the same thing a lot of times. Or he'll say that, you know, he does monetary policy and he's not commenting on you know, something else. He's definitely really good at avoiding certain things. We're double topped so far to the tick with a pretty bearish engulf candle. True. It's like you said, he would have had so many rehearsed answers for no matter what was thrown at him. Coming back down in. I was kind of expecting another attempt, but we're struggling to the double top to the tick so far. Oh, here comes another attempt. There it is. Did we get any kind of failed breakout here, or do we actually go through? Relatively good. Relatively good. Nice. English is pretty hard. Closed above. Got a block at 60. It's probably going to get filled right here. Every time it touches it, they're filling the next couple. Oh, there we got through. Now we're back up to the actual trap level that we set up first thing. Did we get through? We got through. So we're into major liquidity now from there. Can remove some of this stuff. This can transfer up here. These lines aren't really relevant anymore. It's not really respecting any kind of range anymore from earlier. We're cruising. It is quite. Yep, the last hourly candle closed back down after it tested, but we've taken it all back. We're back up now basically to the high point of that previous range. It's kind of like a big W bottom has been put in. Strong spike out of it. Definitely strong move. The volume picked up on this move again. The move's getting quite stretched. We've gone pretty far. I'd be watching for potential mean reversion. Into like maybe a nice 2-leg pullback. I'm not going to execute the trade, but I'm going to paper trade it if it happens. Haven't had any other signals so far other than this one. It's been the only one today that I actually wanted. Found a little bit of sellers there. Some profit taking. Was a very big, long, one-time move, many candles in a row, so I would expect another attempt. That would be the mean reversion failure entry. If it forms that way. There's a couple different ways I'd be ready. The market did a one-time push straight back down off of that move up. I would get involved in that. Or, you know, if we flagged for a 2-leg pullback, it doesn't so much look like a flag for a 2-leg pullback. So I'd be looking for either a one-time move down for a start of a V reversal, or the second attempt up and then a failure of a breakout for a mean reversion trade. Generally, after that many candles in a row, all one timing, this is a very strong push. The first pullback, we should get another test of the high, at least, if not continuation, you know. Oh, thank you. That's right. Yep. If I get a trade though, like I said, I'm just gonna paper trade it, because sticking to the rule, discipline of not trading today. No signal yet to fade. Doji close. Not interested. Maybe failed breakout on the next try, but can't use doji candle as a signal candle. So no trade, no paper trade. Not really anything for me to anchor anything to quite yet. Curious if we're gonna have a spike and channel formation. We're chilling. Stagnant. Getting some trading view alerts. We checked one tick higher. Our little intern swing here, pushing back down, still straight sideways within this potential spike, then channel formation. This is brutal. Volume like died. Last 10 minutes have been extremely slow. I think that might be my cue right there. Do my review and walk away. Not really a whole lot to review today. We were pretty uncertain coming into the market today because of Powell talking. So I mean, you know, right away, the market did give a one-time push down right at open, continuing its, you know, downtrend. Did have a nice range put in during the overnight session that we checked above overnight, and then this morning we opened like coming down through it. We checked below. Now we're kind of back up above it. But one thing I am noticing, I like to use this one-time strategy, particularly after an aggressive reversal, because I know there's trap traders. Now I'm starting to document what happens if it happens at the open, because I want to know if it has whoops, has an opportunity for that, because we did get the right qualifications, other than it didn't come out of an aggressive reversal. So starting to document that on what it does if it's 5 candles in a row starting from open, because it would have worked out nicely there for the next leg down. Risk was too big, but again, ATR was high today and yada yada, but the candlestick formation was there very nicely. We came down, we were watching for this pattern here. It looked pretty nice for a push down, and then we didn't get the follow through. We never broke. So when it came back up and went higher, I was potentially ready for a 2-legged pullback if it froze at liquidity, but it didn't. It snapped up through, so wasn't interested. At that point, we had broken the downtrend line first time, pushed an extreme really quick, and then started to slow grind back up. Kind of looks like a little W forming, nice reversal pattern happening, not really any interest in anything else after that. Then we put in this very clean trading range here during the talking, which wasn't sure what to expect out of it, but the longer it stayed in here, the longer it was likely to fail a breakout. I did know that. And I was watching for a potential failure sign, but it didn't happen, right? Like this candle closed above, and then this just like shot straight down all the way to the bottom of the range. So there was no really signal, trigger, candle setup, nothing like that to get involved in. It just kind of all happened. I think we're actually breaking out right now, right? Yeah. A little bit of volume, stepped back in, pushed back up above, closed above as well. Now, after this, and knowing what I knew today with Powell talking, I had kind of just accepted maybe I wasn't going to trade today. Generally don't do well on high volatility days when Powell's talking. And I had spent literally the last hour pretty much convincing myself that I wasn't going to trade. And then this 2-legged pullback formed perfectly. Literally couldn't have been a better AAA setup. As far as candlestick formation goes, anyways, like context with Powell talking, that part's not AAA, which is why I, canceled the trade. But as far as candlestick formation goes and location right into the moving average after a quick, reversal out of that range, it was beautiful. We got a nice shooting star back down out of the liquidity from the first leg. Like it was perfect. Couldn't have been better. But I FOMO'd. I put the trade in, and then I could feel the FOMO, and I literally had spent the last hour telling myself I wasn't going to trade during this speech. So I closed the trade before I got filled right away. It did work out really nicely, and I guess that's good for the journal. But after that had happened and I stopped myself, I had pretty much accepted that I wasn't going to trade now the rest of the day. I was in a weird headspace. I had already told myself that I shouldn't be trading, almost FOMO'd into a trade, and then because I had chose to cancel it and get rid of it, then I really had to stick to my guns, and there wasn't another setup I wanted anyway. But it was a weird headspace to put myself in, battling back and forth like that. So I just needed to accept and be okay with that I wasn't going to trade, and just that it is what it is. But as far as TA goes, it did work out nicely, and picture perfect as far as AAA setup goes. So that's kind of cool to see it work, even though we had some weird volatility happening. Other than that, not much else to be said. I might look back at the chart later this afternoon after the meetings are all done, see if there's any opportunities, but in the past, I don't do well during Powell speaking, and often the market reacts, quite aggressively all over the place. So I had kind of prematurely made the decision that wasn't going to do anything today with that knowledge. breaking out of this channel. Completely dead for those 10 minutes, and then boom, a one-time push continuing. No sell-off happened, no. So I guess it makes sense, right? Gonna keep going. We're testing now above yesterday's high finally. But yeah, that's the trade session. Is there look on the calendar here real quick. Tomorrow, yeah, we've got our core CPI tomorrow. It's before open. So that's it for tomorrow. No Powell like speaking tomorrow or anything like that. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much the day. Nice trade earlier one time, for sure. Good stuff. We had pretty good awareness, you know, we were chilling. Monitored the market, understood some pretty good structures, but there was only one opportunity that was AAA. That was the only thing today for me. But yeah, if you guys are trading the rest of the day, you know, be safe, be smart. Not sure what this will turn into, but be back at it again with a clear head tomorrow morning. And talk to you guys then. Take care.